Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Trivia Tuesday. Welcome into 104.3 The Fans Coffee Break. We've got D-Mac. We've got Jake. Rachel Veal, all hanging out with you. Today's a fun day, though. We're obviously going to be talking about the running back situation with the Broncos now that Javonte Williams is out. We've also got trivia. Like I mentioned, it is Tuesday, which means we're doing Super Bowl 50 trivia with a little bit of Derek Wolfe sprinkled in, obviously with the big news coming out. And then Derek himself is going to join us at the top of the hour. So a lot of fun to happen in the next 45 minutes. Buckle up, everybody. We hope you're having a wonderful day. Jake, D-Mac, how you doing, guys?
Awesome. That was quite a night last night, huh?
Yeah. How much fun? There was 500 people in attendance.
Who knows? Yeah. It was packed. I mean,
Yeah.
It's where Jake's going to have his wedding. So he got a good look at, how the wedding would set up there. Jake, did it give you any ideas?
It gave me the idea that it was probably too expensive.
It is a very expensive venue. Anywhere in Colorado is actually.
We can reveal it was at Mile High Station now.
Yeah.
Yes.
The secret's out. So, it was an awesome night. And the fans, it was so great. I still go back to thinking about COVID when we couldn't do anything and we couldn't really go out and about. And, a lot of times when we do appearances, there's other things going on. And we always run into nice people, but it's very, very rare. We hold such a large event where literally everybody is there because of what we are doing. That hardly ever happens. So it happened and it was amazing. And Derek was great. He took every picture, signed every autograph. And we were the last ones to actually leave the entire place. The place was locking up and closing down, and we were the last ones to walk out the door. So it was just a wonderful night.
Oh, so excited. Obviously, the second debut of him being full 4 hours will be later today, 2 to 6 with D-Mac. Make sure you tune in 104.3.
Wait. We have to do another show? There's what? Wait, hold on. That's not it? What, we keep going?
You keep going, D-Mac. You keep going. Lots of Derek Wolfe opinions to come on the drive.
It was so funny because leading up, it was such a big deal and took a lot of work from Raj and our promotion staff and everybody behind. So much work went into this. I barely did a thing, seriously. So I was very, very lucky. But I would joke with them and I would say to them, "Hey guys, what about Tuesday? What's happening on Tuesday?" Joking. We'll have a great show today too. But it's a kickoff of hopefully something very special. That's for sure.
You need to get some more dinner. Brother's Barbecue catered yesterday. It was delicious.
They're awesome.
Every night. Incredible. But we got to get into Broncos now because the running back situation, obviously yesterday, with horrible news about Javonte Williams. Broncos country is not happy that Melvin Gordon will most likely be the ball carrier. But then they go out and they sign Latavius Murray from the Saints. He had a touchdown while they were in London this past weekend. He ran for 57 yards for 11 carries, and again, that touchdown. So he is back. He was on the practice squad. They brought him up. Last year, he was with the Ravens. He had 501 yards with 6 touchdowns. What do you both think about this? How are you feeling about Latavius Murray coming in to the Broncos squad, Jake?
He was a Pro Bowler with the Raiders in his second season after being a late-round draft pick. That was also 8 years ago. So... that Ravens offense last year was pretty it did not live up to the expectations, and it's because they had so many running backs that got hurt right at the start of the season. They still ended up with a pretty good running game because their quarterback is historically one of the best runners in the history of the NFL. Mm-hmm. So Latavius Murray, it's hard to judge what he did last season. He has been good when he's been called up sporadically over the last 2 seasons for practice squads. However, again, he's 32 years old. He's never been quite that good of a receiver, and I'm not sure what we're really going to expect. I think he's clearly behind Melvin Gordon on the depth chart and maybe behind Mike Boone, particularly for this week. So it's nice to have a body. It's nice to have somebody that knows what they're doing, but I'm not expecting much out of Latavius Murray.
Latavius Murray is a professional running back with a lot of tread on the tires. And for running backs like him, if the play is designed for 5 yards, can you get 6 or 7 yards? If it's, at the goal line for 1 yard, can you get over the line or maybe 2 or 3? The question with running backs is, can they see the hole and react to it quick enough? Now, you're not going to get a game breaker. You're not going to get somebody who's going to go for 50 or 60-yard runs. It's just not going to happen. But, this is where we're at. And very likely the Broncos will be drafting a running back. I mean, eventually, when they eventually have a draft pick next year. And I feel my heart is broken for Javonte Williams because from what I understand, it's not just an ACL. It's like kind of the worst of the worst type of knee injuries in terms of recovery rates and success in recovery. So I just feel terrible for him. And this is the guy, if Melvin Gordon's going to get a shot, guys, okay? He's going to get a shot. So we'll see. I mean, he's got it. He's going to be the starter. I wouldn't have done this, by the way. I would have already moved on from Melvin Gordon. I wouldn't have taken this chance. But he will be the starter. They will hand him the ball 16 to 20 times on Thursday night. If we're here for redemption stories, fine. But you got to figure he's going to fumble the ball eventually. I mean, that's all he's done.
My only question, D-Mac, is you said you would have moved on. How would you have gotten somebody else? You have no draft.
You just did. You did it. You got Latavius Murray.
So you're saying that you would start him over Melvin?
I just move on from him. Whatever. I mean, he's gone. Some guys just need a change of location. There were just a lot of things that just weren't working out psychologically in Denver for Melvin Gordon, and I think he just should just be somewhere else. And because I think that his fumble issues, as we talked to Noshawn Moreno, are mechanical, but for him to have mechanic screw-ups at this point in his career, that means there's something going on up here. And when Zach Bye did such a great job finding that Taylor Lewan podcast where he admitted he had negative thoughts about I'm about to fumble, and he actually articulated it was because he was in a position battle with Phillip Lindsay. Well, I mean, okay, this is probably worse than a position battle with Phillip Lindsay because you are the definitive backup guy. You get less opportunity, and he fumbled on the first carry, and he fumbled because he had poor mechanics. I'm done. Forget it. I don't think there's going to be some sort of miracle cure just because, now you're the starter, especially when the reception's not going to be great by the fans. I would just move on, and I would survive this week against a bad Colts team the best you could. But I would just move on from Melvin Gordon because whatever upside he can give you is just totally negated by what essentially is going to happen with the fumbles.
Could some of those mental roadblocks that he had because of position battles simply be solved because he is the de facto starting running back right now?
Yeah, but Jake, and Rachel, when are psychological problems solved by one thing in life? There's, and I don't want to go too deep here because I'm not a psychologist and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, okay, there's that. But as human beings, we're not light switches. There's a lot of things that go into how we feel and our connection with our coworkers or teammates. I'm telling you, some guys just need a fresh start. Look at Brandon Marshall, the receiver, who was better after he left Denver. Look at Isaiah McKenzie of the Buffalo Bills. There's a ton. Look at Ben Simmons. Mm-hmm. That's a joke. He's just terrible everywhere. But
he played last night.
He did play.
He's still awful. I don't know a single Ben Simmons fan. My thing, is just emotionally. We know he's an emotional guy. Is he going to go out there and allow his emotions to not impact his game at all, knowing that if he makes one bad move, 70,000 fans are going to boo him come Thursday night? That's what worries me most about Melvin Gordon come Thursday night. So it's going to be tough. I feel for Melvin Gordon just in case he does have a disaster.
Yeah, listen, as a human being, you can have human being emotions. I think he was genuine at that press conference. I do. But I heard that there was some roll your eyes moments by some of his teammates in the locker room. And listen, let me tell you something. It's a harsh environment in that locker room. They're all brothers. They all love each other to a degree. But the end of the story is winning. And guys that cost you wins, become lepers in an NFL locker room, in all sports locker rooms. And, you know, it happens. And I've seen it over the years, and it's harsh. It really is, you know, like the Lost Boys out there, you know, Lord of the Flies sort of cast you off the island because you sucked at the challenge and Survivor. I mean, it does get like that, where rational and reasonable expectations in a typical workplace just do not apply. So it's a rough environment. And as much as they may say, hey, Melvin's our guy and this, that, the other thing, the truth of the matter is most of these guys haven't even played with Melvin Gordon. And those who have played with them, they really haven't played that long, nor have they had any kind of success. So really, and the guy doesn't go to OTAs. He doesn't do certain things. He keeps himself in great shape. That's not a problem. But, you know, where was Melvin Gordon, you know, on those moments where everybody else was? That's fine if you're producing. But when you're not producing, man, it can be rough.
Yeah.
And that all goes towards your head as well. That's how it would impact you on the field. And that is exactly, by the way, what happened to Isaiah McKenzie. He wasn't playing that well, and he was getting grief from his teammates. One day, Isaiah McKenzie was crying at his locker, as seen by the media in the locker room, and it was because he was being given a hard time by some of his teammates. That is a true story. So, yeah, it can get like that.
Locker rooms can be tough, but there was a happy locker room yesterday out at Ball Arena as the Nuggets were back for their first preseason game. It was 539 days since we have last seen Jamal Murray, Jokic, and MPJ. It's going to be an exciting time. Buckle up, everybody, as the Nuggets get underway here in just a few weeks. But preseason game, Jake, I'm sure you were watching. What could you tell us about the game? Who looked good? How amped up was the crowd to see those three back together again?
It was an electric crowd for a preseason game. I have never been as glued to a television for a preseason basketball game as I was last night. I don't care about the score. It's literally right there on the bottom. It's incorrect. That's my fault. I don't know why it says 101-101. Though the Nuggets lost 111-101, I think, last night. But point is, it doesn't really matter what the score was. It was just good to see everyone back on the floor together. We've been waiting for this moment for so long with this team. And Jamal, he hits his first shot, which was a three in the corner. The crowd got onto its feet. His whole team comes off the bench, went to go high five him. It was a monumental moment for Jamal just to get back on the floor with the crowd. It wasn't a meaningful game, but in some sort of environment like that. And then you forget just watching the highlights, because you're watching highlights, so you know all the shots go in. But, you know, you're watching Michael Porter Jr. and you're watching him take shots and you're like, why are you taking that? Oh, right, because you're one of the best shooters that this team has ever had. So you get excited by these things. I thought, you know, some aspects of the Nuggets looked rough last night, but it's the first game of the preseason. Who cares?
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, the fact that Jamal Murray was running around probably 86% or better is just absolutely fantastic. And Michael Porter Jr. As well. I'm so excited for the Nuggets season. You know, I am pumped for Nuggets basketball, and the crowd. Listen, being at all the Nuggets games last year, it was just amazing to see how supportive the crowd actually is for these guys. And I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm pumped for the Avalanche too. I mean, and get your illegal streaming methods ready. I mean, this is going to be an awesome season to illegally pirate Avs and the Nuggets.
Dude, I was just ducking, dodging, and diving on the illegal streams last night. I had all sorts of pop-ups coming my way. I didn't want a car insurance loan. I didn't want home flooding insurance. I'm like, I just want to watch Nuggets game.
Nice.
Well, at least those were clean things you could be dodging there, Jake. But
I tried to clean it up.
I think that's a good idea. But talk about emotions for Jamal Murray. 539 days, you guys. That is forever. And I know Nuggets Nation is so excited to see him too, but I know his dad was in attendance last night. Like, that is just an emotional thing to be like, all right, I'm back. Let's go. My teammates are celebrating me. Like, I am back out on the basketball court. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm thrilled for Jamal. It's got to be unreal as an athlete to have self-doubt, because it's not about just being healthy like the rest of us slugs. and being able to go to the gym and, I don't know, maybe I can run a 5K next year, something like that. I mean, you've got to compete at the highest levels. Mm-hmm. And I can understand where doubt creeps in. But everything has looked fantastic with Jamal Murray. Fantastic. And this is why I feel so bad for Javonte Williams, because he's just at like day one of this excruciating process. And there are just no guarantees. You just don't know, and things just move on. And I'm sure Jamal thoughts like that as well. I think the person probably in a darker space and just wondering how things are going to go is probably Michael Porter Jr., because his injuries have been so obsequious. They've been so mysterious. Whereas with Jamal, it was an ACL, right? I mean, we know what it is. With Michael Porter Jr., it seems to be always a bit more of a mystery. So I hope the best for him too. Yeah,
and with the Nuggets last night, what they did do was they played their starters in the first half, I think 12 or 15 minutes in total. They were down to the Thunder in the first half. Starting unit comes back out to end the second quarter. They go on a big run. They take the lead. And the last shot of the first half was a Jamal Murray buzzer beater with one of his classic like hop shots in the mid-range. And it's just off the bank too. And it's just like, wow, this guy must feel so good to be able to do this in front of a crowd. And I'm so happy. He's one of my favorite Nuggets of all time, just to get him back. And we talk about how long it's been since he's been playing, 539 days. It's half as long as the altitude TV dispute that has gone on here in Denver.
By the way, some interesting things too. That is crazy, Jake. With no end in sight, by the way. No reasonable end in sight. If it was going to end, it would have ended. Like, why do any of us think that it's this close to resolution? I don't. I just assume it'll go this way forever. And this court hearing and this mediation and that. Go to the games, I guess. Get the right TV networks that you can, or illegally stream it. I don't know what to say. I'm kind of done. I'm over it. I'm over hemming and hawing about it. It's just I will just say I don't expect anything different, because there hasn't been any proof that there will be any significant change. I mean, zero that there's been anything, and they don't seem to need to make a change. I mean, they haven't cut back. People haven't lost jobs. I don't know. I mean, we're going on 4 years. Is this the fourth year of this?
It started right after Robin Frazier was hired, Rachel, for the
so
2019, August of 2019.
So this is the fourth year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here we go. 4 years. All right. I mean, whatever. It sucks, but listen, I'm over it. I won't complain about it. We just gotta figure it out. I guess I have been complaining about it right now, but I mean, forget it. I'm more interested in the teams, right? So I'm much more happy to talk about the teams, and we'll consume it however we do. It was interesting to see DeAndre Jordan, what his role, and Zeke Naji as well, because somehow you've got to fill that. Jokic isn't going to play every night. Most nights he is, but there's back-to-backs. He won't play. And you've got to fill in those, 12, 14 minutes a game where he's on the bench. So you've got to have some sort of significant replacement. It was great to have Boogie Cousins while he was here. But Boogie, like I've said a million times, just sucked up too much oxygen in the room, okay? Not his fault. He's just who he is. Jokic has to be more of a vocal leader as well as a, on-the-court leader. But you still have to replace that. And we'll see what they do with DeAndre Jordan and Zeke Naji. I think that's the plan.
Yeah, and Zeke hit a bunch of threes last night. He's tweaked his shooting form. It looked really good. He described himself as a power forward. Michael Malone at the end of the press conference, end of season press conference last year, described him as a small forward. So his role is pretty interesting, particularly because he can guard 1 through 5 and hit threes. And he was a rebound machine at Arizona. So I think he might be one of the most intriguing Nuggets, because he could take a gigantic leap forward or just be a bench guy. Speaking of which, they picked up his 4th-year option for next season last night.
Cool.
They picked up Bones' option for next season as well. That was a no-brainer. So some cool moves the Nuggets are making to just kind of bring back everybody. And yeah, right. You're right, D-Mac. I was talking to Paul Klee, who's one of the biggest Nuggets fans and historians in this market, knows more about that franchise than just about anybody. He's a sports editor of the Colorado Springs Gazette, Denver Gazette. And Paul goes, this is the most interesting Nugget season by far that I can remember. And I tend to agree with him. Again, he knows more than I do on the history bit, but you just think about this and all the ways this could go and all the names and The West is wide open. Like, this is a very interesting Nugget season, and there have not been that many interesting Nugget seasons over the course of their history.
I'll give them 55 games for wins for the season. I'll put them no worse than third in the West, and I'll put them through the first round against whoever the 6th seed is. After that, we'll see. But to me, anything less than that, I'm setting the bar 55, maybe high, but I'm trying to set the bar relatively not low, but reasonable expectations for this team, and I think it's that high.
You don't want to get your hopes up too much in case something does.
Oh, but Rachel, if you're not going to get your hopes up right now for this year, seriously, when are you going to get your hopes up with this team?
Trust me, I'm with you. I am so excited, but we've learned even with the Broncos this year, you can get your hopes up and things can go severely wrong. So we're just praying that everyone stays healthy. So we need is everyone to stay healthy. Jokic, MPJ, Bones, Jamal, everybody stay healthy. All right, though, it's Tuesday, which means that it's time for trivia. So let's do this. Let me pull up my screen real quick, everybody.
D-Mac, can you believe the Nuggets were playing starters in the preseason last night?
I mean, can you imagine that? I mean, I think that's
gosh, what hooligans!
Why would you ever do that? By the way, the Avalanche won preseason hockey last night too. They threw a few of their core guys down there, including Cale Makar.
They did. All right, everybody, go to Kahoot.it, enter in the game pin 630-4332. Timo, you're back. I don't think you were here last week, so welcome back. Excited to have you. Let's see. Cut Melvin. I kind of am wondering if that's somebody who's just not on video with us today. Wolfpack, Chap, love it. Sammy, depressed Troy, hanging out. It's Will P. Okay, Colorado Kid also. We're going to give it just a few more. So join Kahoot.it game pin 630-4332. Speaking of which, our very own Will Peterson had quite the article at denverfan.com. Did either one of you get to read it?
Yeah, he wants to get rid of Melvin Gordon.
Wants to get rid of Melvin Gordon.
I agree. I'm right there with you, Will P. Scrappy Will. You got it.
Scrappy Will. I will let everybody know I like Boone for the W. Love it. We're going to wait. Perfect. Giovanni, what's up, dude? I don't think you were here with us last week either. Thanks for hanging out. Let's do this. Our category today is Super Bowl 50 and a little bit about Derek Wolfe. So let's get into it. Question number 1. Dun, 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 dun. How many sacks did the Broncos defense have in Super Bowl 50?
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. A lot. Jeez.
5, 6, 7, or 8?
I mean, anything more than 5 is unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 I can think of with Cam Newton losing the ball. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I got it wrong.
7 of them.
Was it really? Holy cow! Wow.
This defense, you guys, was so good. Amazing. All right, Jake being the only one.
Yeah, good job, Jake.
Next question. What was the nickname for one of the best secondaries with TJ Ward, Darian Stewart, Aqib Talib, and Chris Harris Jr.? Was it no TD zone, no fly zone, bad and bougie, or no flight zone? I think they should have called themselves bad and bougie.
Where's like wicked cool dudes? Where's that?
WCD.
I mean, how do you get this one wrong? Who got it wrong? Seriously, who got that wrong?
Good question. Can
we shame people when they're that dumb?
The no-fly zone. All right. Who won Super Bowl MVP?
Oh, another easy one.
Super Bowl 50. Was it Aqib Talib, Peyton Manning, Von Miller, or Derek Wolfe?
Come on. This is another one where nobody should get it wrong.
That was John Elway.
John Elway. He had a role. That's back when he was a good GM.
He had one of those sacks, right?
Sure.
Von Miller. Nice job, everybody. Nice job.
There you go.
All right, Jake staying hot and on top of everyone. Which one of these accomplishments did the defense not accomplish? Ooh. Did they not have a shutout? Did they not hold an opponent below 150 yards? Did they not have 4 takeaways in a game? Or did they not have 7 sacks in a game?
Wow.
Which is throughout the season, too, I would just like to say.
The season. Okay. I'm gonna say shutout because the rest of them are pretty awesome.
Indeed.
Okay, cool.
They did not accomplish a shutout. I would like to give props to Andrew Mason for that very good question right there.
That means they did a lot of cool stuff.
Yep.
Which obviously
all right. The Broncos beat the Panthers 24-10 in Super Bowl 50. True or false?
Oh my God. What was the final score? I kind of forget the final score. I'm going to say false, but I don't know. Ah, my God. I'm an idiot.
Was true.
I'm an idiot. They told me we wouldn't have to know dates.
All right.
I don't remember what the score was.
Derek Wolfe was selected in the second round of what NFL draft, everybody?
Oh my God. I should get this too. Hold on. I got to think a little bit.
All right. I think I'm right.
Oh my God.
Good question.
I think he was here for one
behind the scenes, everybody. He's watching.
I'm pretty sure he's here. Oh my God. I got it. Oh my God.
2012.
I'm an idiot. I'm a moron.
Next up.
That's terrible on me.
What other team did Wolf play for besides the Broncos? Is it the Ravens, the 49ers, the Panthers, or the Dolphins?
Easy one. And he loves this team. It's actually his more favorite team than the Broncos.
Oh, so look at D-Mac.
He wants to sign a one-day contract with this team.
The Ravens. All right, last one, everybody. Derek Wolfe has blank hours of tattoo work. He's known for
where's too many? Where's
55, 68, 98, or 120 hours of tattoo work.
This got to be obvious. I mean, it's. No, I'm wrong.
98 hours. I had to ask Derek yesterday how many, because he doesn't know how many tattoos he actually has, just the amount of hours of work.
Yeah, well, look how many people wrote 120 like I did, because give me a break. Where's there not a tattoo?
129. Nope, only 98. All right, who's coming on at the top? Number 3 is Cut Melvin.
Melvin.
Woo! Number 2, Colorado Kid. Nice job. And number 1,
it's probably
our very own Jake Shapiro. Wolfpack.
There you go.
Congratulations. All right, though, Jake, let's bring him in. The man of the hour. We've got our very own Derek Wolfe joining us for the very first time on Coffee Break. Derek, how are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good. We just played trivia, obviously, with some stuff about you, but we know you're super excited. Did you say they did terrible?
No, D-Mac was terrible.
Awful. I had you drafted in 2011, and I put too many hours on your tattoos. That's good.
Close.
Weren't you there yesterday next to us when I asked him this, D-Mac?
Yeah, but he doesn't pay attention.
Oh, I'd never pay attention. No, you'll learn that about me. Get used to it.
I think we're going to see a lot of the relationship that the next couple of hours or 4 hours for the drive is going to build here in the next 15 minutes. So, Derek, we're really excited to have you be a part of the team, though. How was yesterday from your point of view? Was the surprise great? Did you enjoy seeing all the fans signing autographs and everything?
Yeah, it was a good time. You know, it's always weird doing radio in front of people, you know, because you think, yeah, we're doing radio. We're going to be in a studio, have eyes on it. I don't really mind it. And I know D-Mac does. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. The fans were great. You know, they showed up and showed out.
Very, very true. Let's get into a little bit about the Broncos, though, because it seems like they're kind of just one game away from what could possibly break this team. And obviously, you've been in the locker room, Derek. What does it take to really break a team, or is this just people overreacting and you don't see the Broncos that way?
When you say break, I mean, it could go either way. They're kind of like on a fence right now. You know, we're not even through the first quarter of the season, really. You know? Yeah. The season is broken up into 4 quarters, really. When it was 16 games, that's the way I did it. Now it's like an overtime quarter, really, with that 17th game. But I think that we're going to see. I think you got to wait till the bye to really see if this team's going to break or not. Like, are they going to give up and throw it in a can? But like I said last night, we got Russell Wilson at quarterback. He's not going to just give up and lay down. You know what I mean? He's not just going to be that guy that just gives up. He's going to keep pushing, bring the team along with him. As far as the defense goes, I think that they're just going to keep getting better and better. As long as they don't we need the offense to keep the ball a bit longer. They need to hold the ball. They need to run the ball, control the clock. If they're not going to score, 30 points a game, we need, 21, 23 points a game and if our defense holds teams to like 11, 14, 17, I think we can win a lot more games.
Hey, what do you think of Latavius Murray?
Great player. I was in Baltimore with him for a little while. Great player, great locker room guy. I think he's going to fit great.
What similarities do you see between the Super Bowl 50 defense and this defense? Because a lot of people are saying this is a dang good defense that the Broncos have right now.
None.
Fair enough. They're not good then.
None.
Of all time ever in the history of the NFL.
They were so fun to watch.
Wait a second. Is that a problem that there's none? There's none?
It's not a problem, but I mean, come on. We weren't giving up 200 yards rushing, I'll tell you that. That wasn't.
But like, isn't Justin Simmons isn't playing. Well,
He's
isn't the
out.
addition of Randy Gregory? Wait, Randy Gregory's injured. What about DJ Jones has to be good.
You're reaching, bud. I'm not a player, but man, they're not. It's not even. You can't compare this defense. They're a good defense. They're top 5 in the defense, but they're not a number one
guy on this defense could start over somebody on the 2015 defense.
I think Surtain.
Okay. Over who? Akeem?
No.
Well, that's what I had.
Not
over who? Chris?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe.
How about this? Justin Simmons over Darian Stewart?
No.
No.
No. Fumbles. Darian Stewart, people feared him. They did not want to come across the middle and get hit by Darian.
Hey, what about Draymond Jones over Derek Wolfe?
Not a chance. And I love Draymond. That was my guy when I was there. Like my rookie guy that I kind of took under my wing. And
all righty.
But he's not taking my spot. Nobody's taking my spot.
All right.
Wait. I need to go back to the Justin Simmons one, though, real quick. Why do people not fear Justin Simmons then?
I'm not saying that they don't fear him, but I mean, come on. You guys are putting me in a bad spot here.
Yeah, no kidding.
But you're taking it, and we love it.
I'm just going to finish here. If you can't compare anybody on this defense to the Super Bowl 50 defense. Nobody. Not one guy on that defense is comparable to the defense that we had. Brett, the only person you could maybe compare is Bradley Chubb.
Okay. To who?
To D-Ware.
To D-Ware? Okay.
Or
okay.
Physical ability.
Right.
Okay.
But Surtain and Simmons both could have played on that defense as well.
As backups.
Yes, definitely back.
Okay.
Oh, good. That's a pretty. Hey, by the way, that's a pretty deep bench right there.
Yeah.
We got Simmons and Surtain coming off the bench. That's good.
But if you put Chris just playing slot, covering the slot and playing nickel, then you can have Surtain on the field at the same time.
There you go. Go. We'll do it. We'll take it. We'll take that for Dad.
But now that I think about it, I might take Justin over Darren.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might take him over.
Well, that's not a dig at Darian. I mean, Justin's one of the best in the game.
It's not. It's an all-pro. I think Justin Simmons is on his way to a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
It's hard to say that he wouldn't be a starter on that team.
What are you doing right now? Are you lifting something? Are you squatting something? What are you doing?
Got them training.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I think.
Why don't you lift something and see if I can lift something of the equivalent weight?
You should hear about his workout yesterday. Wait, Derek, you told me how much you were lifting when you were doing something. Tell D-Mac, because I'm interested to see his face.
We did. What did we do yesterday, Dre? How many reps did we do yesterday? We did 5. So we did 5 rounds of bench press, 5 reps, and then 5 pull-ups. So 5 bench presses straight to 5 pull-ups, and did 10 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we did all kind. I don't know. It's so much. It's an hour straight of death. Really.
Nice.
Just dying for an hour straight.
Instead, D-Mac and I are just sitting here drinking coffee.
No. I'm just gonna get that in. I'm not that impressed.
This is my friend Andre right here.
Nice. Okay, I want to get back to We've been talking a lot about Melvin Gordon and being he's a very emotional player. You know, he's talked a lot about that. Come Thursday night, there's a good chance if he does something wrong that this crowd is absolutely going to light him up. What advice would you have for Melvin Gordon on handling those emotions if things go wrong Thursday night?
You have to ignore it. You have to ignore the noise, the outside noise. You know what I mean? The locker room, the guy. He said it on the stage. The only guys he cares about are his teammates.
Yeah,
those are the ones he cares about the most. And that says something about his character. You know, that he's not. He's taking it. He's not just up there like, oh, whatever. You know, at this point in his career, he could say that. You know, he's made enough money and played in enough games and made a name for himself. But he wants to keep playing at a high level and he wants to be great. He doesn't like we said. He's not out there just trying to fumble the ball. It's not intentional. But something's got to change. So I think he's just got to, when he gets that ball in his hands, he needs to have, you know, keep it high and tight and have both hands on it. And that's really all. Just make sure he don't drop the ball. Like, don't try to do too much. Just, you know, get a solid 3-4 yards of carry and hold on to the ball and you'll be fine.
Well, I think it's a mistake. I would have moved on from him already, but okay, fine, whatever. He's going to get a shot. So I am rooting for the redemption story. I'm rooting for unbelievable success. And I say you might as well just dive into it. There's no hemming and hawing. No reason for him to be a backup to Mike Boone. Give him the ball. Let's see.
Give him the ball.
Yeah. I mean, the Colts aren't a great team.
Neither were the Raiders.
Well,
who's a worse team, the Raiders or the Colts?
I hate the Raiders, so they're always going to be the worst team.
There you go.
That's what we like to hear in Broncos.
Derek's right. Listen, actually, it's the NFL. You're going to get hit. You're going to get hit by the worst team in the league. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So just let's go. I mean, you know what? I'm all in for Melvin. Okay, we've had our piece. We all ripped him. What do we gain something by him failing at this point? No. So,
you want him.
We should all get behind Melvin.
I do think he doesn't have. I don't think if he doesn't perform the game, you know, and I don't think he has to go out there and have, you know, 200 yards rushing. But I think he needs to. If he drops the ball again, it's going to be. That's when we really need to be like, hey, okay, it's time for this guy to go.
Yeah, he's got to pick up 5 per. Get in the end zone if he gets the ball in the red zone and not fumble. If he can do that, and he probably has to catch like four passes. And he's got to be a good pass blocker.
I don't think he needs 5 per. I think he needs like 3.5, 4 yards of carry. 5 yards of carry is not. You act like that's just like, oh, I can. You act like you can go out there and do that.
Oh, I definitely can't. But I think that's. You know what? I'd have to look it up, but I think that's what he has been doing, though. I think. You know, I gotta look it up. Maybe Jake Shapiro can help us out. What is his average? He just has to carry for whatever his average has been. Not fumble, catch a couple passes, and be a good pass blocker. To Derek's point, he doesn't have to be a superstar. He does not have to be a superstar. He just has to be solid, and he has been solid, except for the fumbles. But the fumbles are so bad, solid isn't good enough when you're fumbling the ball.
I mean, that Raiders fumble was so bad. It wasn't, and it wasn't like he wasn't trying to. He had the ball high and tight. He just got burped from, you know, somebody hit him in the back. He got burped. That's all. He had the ball high and tight, like right where you'd want it. You would just rather him have both arms, you know, securing that with both arms. But he got burped, and the ball just falls right into the Raiders. What was that guy's name? They'd return that?
I don't know. Some loser on the Raiders.
Mark something.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
This guy, why don't we get this guy and put him at running back? Because he was running the ball all over the place.
Hey, Derek, you got to admire Garrett Bowles' effort at the end.
I love Bowles, but that dive was the worst. Even his wife ripped him for it. It was so pathetic.
Here it is.
So close.
I was like, what are you doing, Bowles? He didn't reach his arm out.
Hey, real quick. Listen, the loss is bad. When they show that in the film room, what's it like in the room when that's going on?
Oh, he probably got fined by the offensive lineman or something. He probably. Those offensive linemen are always fining each other.
I like it. Real quick, I do want to just come in. So it's 4.1 over his career for Melvin, 4.5 last season. And then we had some other comments who said 3.75 per carry this season. So all he has to do is hold on to the ball Thursday night, and I think everybody else will give him a pass as long as he does not drop the ball.
Don't drop.
Yeah, they got to win too. I mean, you got to win the game.
Great in the red zone. He's a great red zone.
He is great.
Yeah.
So I mean, try to limit his plays to the red zone, maybe.
All right, maybe we can all be in a kumbaya moment of agreement here that crapping all over Melvin Gordon today, tomorrow, and Thursday is ridiculous.
No, let's lift the guy up.
Right, but Friday could be a different story. Friday could be a different
Well, yeah, if he goes out there and stinks and fumbles the ball again, yeah, it's going to be a different story. But for now, it's, give the guy some grace. Everybody fails, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has, trials and tribulations and things that they go through on the field. And they aren't playing their best football. The thing is that was a great run. I was like, oh, look at there's a great run. And then ball. It's like, no.
Yeah.
It's like he just keeps shooting himself in the foot. But we'll see. I think that having a quick turnaround on a Thursday night game is the best thing that could happen for him.
By the way, it was proved too. Offensive players don't practice tackling. They literally don't know how to do it.
No, they don't. I mean, but you got to at least know you got to reach your arm out when you're diving to somebody. He jumped at him like it was a cut block.
I'm sorry. We got to laugh.
Killing me. Stop.
Oh, my God. All right. Derek, when you're looking at a running back, where do you look for a weakness for that they don't have the ball completely secure?
I mean, you just look at it. So when we used to play against Melvin Gordon, we knew that he was going to cough it up for it. Knew that if we were punching at the ball, he was going to give it up. Guys like there's a couple guys around the league that were like that. And
who else?
I'm not going to start naming names because I can't remember right now.
Okay.
I got hit in the head for a living. All right, I can't remember these names. I know that Melvin but we played against him twice a year, so I just can remember that he was one of the guys that we were coming in there. And
hey, let me ask you: were you guys coached to? I mean, I think you probably were to just hold them up if you can. Just hold them up.
Well, yeah, that's lineman. You try to stand them up, and guys like Vaughn come in there and just start ripping at the ball. I think Vaughn did that to a couple of guys. We used to just hold them up and come in there and take it. For the most part, I just know that Melvin was guys that if you stayed on him throughout the game, you would catch him, hang him down low, and you punch him out.
Does he just not have the arm? Like, what's the issue here?
Or bicep curls?
Maybe.
Yeah, but that is so funny because the guy is a big guy. For a running back, I mean, he's yoked. I have no doubts he's one of the stronger running backs actually in the league. Yeah. And so to me, it's all about some sort of other mental thing. I don't know, man. It's hard to put your finger on. We had Noshawn Moreno on yesterday. Noshawn couldn't explain it. He really couldn't.
Yeah.
And Noshawn was great, man. Noshawn didn't cough up the ball. I don't know, man. I think it's a total mental thing. And when something's off mentally, perhaps you lose your fundamental mechanics. That's all I can figure. But.
Well, what people don't realize is, think about this, right? Imagine 11 guys trying to rip a ball out of your arms and try to kill you. You get the ball and there's 11 other guys trying to kill you.
Well, yeah, but he's made it. He's made it this far, though, right? I mean, 11 guys have been.
Yeah, but he's always been prone to fumbling the football. Always.
Well, maybe we should move on then. See, we weren't going to crap on him. We were going to build him up. What happened to building him up?
I mean, why are we even still talking about it?
I don't know. Why do you keep bringing it up?
Bring it up. You quit bringing it up.
You quit bringing it up.
Leave Bulls alone. At least he was running something.
All right. Let me ask: will Bulls have a sense of humor about this or not?
It's hard to tell. If it's you, D-Mac, no. With me, he knows that I appreciate the effort, and I'm just giving him a hard time because he's like a brother. But you, D-Mac, no, he's not going to take it from you.
No, well, okay.
D-Mac's got lots of beef with some players.
I'll keep a low profile around Garrett. I'll hide in the corner.
Well, if anybody You know it's going to be a lot of laughs as these two are on the drive today from 2 to 6. Derek, again, we're so excited to have you here as part of the 104.3 family. We'll have to have you on Coffee Break again soon. Everybody else, thanks so much for hanging out with us for the past 45 minutes. A great show. And we'll see you guys all tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Bye, everyone.